Hey, what's going on guys? Diptesh here, back with another deal alert video. But before we proceed with the deals, make sure to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. And also, link is down in the description to join the Telegram community. Guys, join the community and discuss tech with other like-minded people. Post your problems and questions there and you'll get solutions. And also you can share your solutions with other people. Also get notified on the best and the latest deals whenever I find them. I post it on the community first. And yeah, join the community. With that said, let's get right into the video. Okay, basically we have got three laptop deals right now, three really good laptop deals, and that is the MSI GF66 Katana with the RTX 3060, the MSI Alpha 15 AMD Advantage Edition with the Ryzen 7 5800H and the RX 6600M, and the Lenovo Ideapad Gaming 3 with the RTX 3060. Alright, so let's start with the cheapest one, which is the MSI Alpha 15. 5800H, super efficient, super fast, still good enough in my opinion. The RX 6600M is very good in terms of gaming performance. It is really close to a RTX 3060 in terms of gaming performance. But I would recommend you to add another 8GB RAM to this laptop, because you should not run a configuration like this with single channel 8GB of RAM. But RAM is really cheap. You can get good X8 3200 MHz 8GB RAM for like 1.7k. So even the RAM link is down in the description. You can purchase on the link. So overall at 75,000 rupees, which is really like 77,000 rupees, because you should buy another 8GB RAM stick, it is a really good deal. Also, since the Ryzen 7 5800H is super efficient and it has a 90 watt-hour battery. Yes, this MSI Alpha 15 has a huge 90 watt-hour battery, which means you're gonna have like amazing battery life with this thing. So yeah, this is a very good laptop deal in my opinion. If you are a gamer, right, you should definitely buy this, because this laptop is an overall well-known laptop. It has got good CPU as well, efficient CPU. It has got good battery life and it's got a good GPU. So definitely the MSI Alpha 15 is highly recommended. Moving on to the MSI GF66. Now this one is almost extremely like similar to the MSI Alpha 15. They both share the same chassis actually. It's basically, you can see, right, it's actually the same laptop chassis. There is no difference in the laptop chassis actually. But the main difference is that it has got the i7 11800H and an RTX 3060. Now also it has another 8GB RAM, so it has got 16GB of RAM in dual channel. That's good. Now, what is the difference between these laptops? Is the MSI GF66 worth it? So here's the deal, guys. The MSI GF66 is technically like 3,000 rupees more expensive, because you're going to add RAM to the MSI Alpha 15. But the main difference is that the GF66 has the i7 11800H, which is just as fast as the Ryzen 7 5800H, but it is much less efficient. It is actually significantly less efficient than the Ryzen 7 5800H. The second important point is that the MSI Katana has only a 53.3 watt-hour battery, which is definitely not enough to get good battery life with an i7 11800H. You are definitely going to run into battery issues with this one. If you don't care about battery, that's fine. But if you care about battery, like the MSI Alpha 15, the AMD Advantage Edition, this is going to give you like 10-15 hours of battery life. Like you can assume like 9 to 11 hours will be surely. If you do casual tasks, you can get around like 9 to 11 hours of battery life with the MSI Alpha 15. With the GF66, that's more like 4 hours or so, 4.5 hours or so. So there's a huge, like there's a doubling of battery life difference between the MSI Alpha 15 with the Ryzen processor and the MSI Katana GF66 with the Intel processor, right? And the third point is that, which is in favor of the MSI Katana, is that it has got the RTX 3060. So and this is an 85 watt RTX 3060. According to MSI, this thing clocks around 1485 MHz, which is extremely similar to a 1995 watt RTX 3060. So there is a very little difference between an 85 watt RTX 3060 and a 95 watt RTX 3060. Also, the RTX 3060 in my opinion is a more versatile GPU compared to an RX 6600M. The RTX 3060 is better for productivity workloads, like let's say if you are into video editing, which this laptop will be highly capable of because of the 11800H, which has the the Intel Quick Sync support, which is amazing for accelerating video editing performance in applications like DaVinci Resolve or Adobe Premiere. So for in terms of like video editing, this MSI Katana GF66 will be quite a bit better than the MSI Alpha 15. The Alpha 15 will also be good enough, but this is like the proper video editing machine. The MSI GF66 is a proper video editing machine because of this configuration of Intel plus NVIDIA. Also the RTX 3060, it supports both DLSS and FSR, and in my opinion, and it is objectively true, that DLSS is still like better than FSR, especially when it comes to the lower resolutions. Like 1080p upscaling is better with DLSS, right? And also MSI can, and also the RTX 3060 can also use FSR. That's not an issue. The MSI GF66 Katana is also way better than the MSI Alpha 15 for 3D modeling. So the RTX 3060 can use its RT cores for 3D modeling. In stuff like Blender and all, if you use the optics API. So MSI Katana will be better for productivity workloads, whereas the MSI Alpha 15 with the RX 6600M will slightly outperform the MSI Katana in terms of raw GPU performance, because the RX 6600M is actually similar to an RTX 3060, which has like 105 watts or so, 105 to 115 watts. It depends. Some is slow, some is fast. But compared to an 85 watt, 90 watt RTX 3060, the RX 6600M is slightly better. But again, you have to decide. In my opinion, the RTX 3060 is a more well-rounded GPU compared to the RX 6600M. But the MSI Alpha 15 is also a better laptop than the MSI GF66. Again, it's got the more efficient processor. It has got a much longer battery life. So you have to decide yourself which is more important to you, right? And also one more advantage of the MSI GF66 is that it has 2 years of carry-in warranty. So that's a pretty good feature in my opinion. That is underrated. Some of the MSI laptops actually come with 2 years warranty. That's good. So between the MSI Alpha 15 and the MSI Katana GF66 with the RTX 3060, the decision comes down to whether you want the better laptop or you want the better well-rounded GPU. That's all. And the last deal of the day is the Lenovo Ideapad Gaming 3. This thing was actually 85,000 rupees just a day and a half ago, I think so. The price has increased a little bit, but this laptop fluctuates in between 88,000 rupees and 85,000 rupees. So this Lenovo Ideapad Gaming 3 is, in my opinion, the best RTX 3060 or well-rounded RTX 3060 laptop under 1 lakh rupees alongside the Asus TUF A15. The reason is that the TUF A15 has the better battery, 90 watt hour battery, whereas the Lenovo Ideapad Gaming 3 has the 60 watt hour battery, but the Asus TUF A15 has only a 45% NTSC laptop display, whereas the Lenovo Ideapad Gaming 3 has the 72% NTSC or like 100% sRGB display, also goes up to 300 nits. So definitely the difference between the Asus TUF 15 and the Lenovo Ideapad is in between, whether you want the best battery life or you want the better display. So that's the difference. So in terms of the performance, the Ideapad Gaming 3 has the well regarded Ryzen 7 5800H and the RTX 3060, which goes up to 95 watt, and also this also clocks around the same as the GF66, so around 1485 MHz. So the performance between this Lenovo Ideapad Gaming 3 and the MSI GF66 with RTX 3060 shouldn't be that difference, maybe like maximum like let's say 5% or less. So this is really not a significant difference between the two, but the main important factor is that this thing has the combination of NVIDIA plus Ryzen, which is my preference in laptops. I prefer having the more efficient Ryzen processor along with NVIDIA, which is more versatile compared to Radeon GPUs in my opinion. So the combination of Ryzen and NVIDIA is what I feel is the best. So this thing has that, but you have to pay more for this. So you have to, so you can think about it like that's a 5,000 to 6,000 rupees difference compared to the MSI GF66. So if you can get that, I would recommend getting the Lenovo Ideapad. So yeah, that was it between the three laptops. Let me know what you prefer and what are you going to buy. So the links to purchase these laptops are all down in the description. Consider purchasing from the affiliate links, as that really helps out the channel. That's it for this video guys. Join the Telegram group, link in the description. Take care, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.